So on this channel, sometimes I'm gonna review things, give an opinion. And a lot of times, reviews are accompanied with like a score or some sort of rating system. And while I've done it before, like assigning random numbers like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, stuff out of 10, from here going on forward, when I review or grade things, I'm gonna use a letter system. Kind of like back in school, A, B, C, D, and F. And that goes across anything that I might review on this channel, whether it's an anime, a match, a wrestling match, a boxing match, a pay-per-view, a comic, a story, blah, 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 blah. Whatever the thing I'm reviewing, I'll use the letter grade system. And I'll put like plus or minus if it was worthy of like a modifier. So what do I mean by that? Um, well, let's just say in terms of anime, if I rate an anime an A, then that means that it's kind of something that you need to see, whether you're into the genre or not. And A minus might mean that while it's not perfect, it's so important to maybe the culture or something that you should probably check it out. Whereas something that's rated a C, it's kind of a middle of the road anime, something that you could watch if maybe you're a fan of the genre, but you could kind of skip if you don't really care for it. Um, I'm trying to think of some quick examples, even though I plan on talking about stuff like individually. But regardless, let's go with a couple of quick examples. A lot of people who watch anime have seen Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop is like an iconic anime. So that would be an anime that I would rate an A. It's something that you really kind of got to see at least once. An anime that I might rank a C, for example, might be an anime like Strike the Blood, which I'll talk about individually at some point. But it's kind of like nothing's really wrong with it, but nothing's really special about it either. So, like I said, it's a quick A and a quick C, and I'm trying to think of a quick B. B anime are like animes that are good, they are better than average. Maybe not, a lot of animes could fall into the B range. Most anime that are considered good, I would put in the B range. Like, you kind of need to be special to be considered an A. But if you're good, you should be able to get a B. And a good example of a B anime, if I'm thinking off the top of my head, might be something like Bleach. Now, an example of a D anime. A D anime is an anime that is, of course, below average. It's not completely trash, but its bad parts outweigh its good parts. And there is one that I have in mind, one that was probably the most disappointing anime that I've seen, which is Tenjo Tenge. I just couldn't. It fell apart, but that would be an example of an anime I would rate a D. In terms of like boxing, let's say Triple G versus Canelo 2, which just happened the other day. I would rate that fight a B, yeah, like a solid B. It would have been a B plus if it had a little more drama, but as it stood, it was just a good fight, good overall fight, nice competitive high level fight. Whereas if you take some classic matches, that's what will be something that I'll rank an A, something that I feel like you need to watch if you're a boxing fan. Same goes for comics. If a comic is so good that I just feel like you need to read it regardless of what you feel you like, I'll rate it an A. But if I think it's middle of the road, like you can read it if you're into the genre or into the character, then I'll rate it a C. And if it's really not worth your time, I'll rate it an F or maybe even a D if it has some good things about it. But anyways, just going forward, I'm gonna use letter grades to rate things. So, if anybody ever wondering what rating system I use, that's it. Until next time, peace.